The next stitch I'm going to show you is Wheatear. Again, it works quite well inside leaves and produces a sort of braided effect down the centre vein. So I've drawn some larger leaves and I've drawn a line down the centre just to guide me. So with your first stitch, you want to come up to the left of the tip a little way down and then take a stitch to the centre vein a little way around. So you've got a diagonal stitch there. And then come up on the right opposite the other stitch and take a stitch down into the same hole on the centre vein to meet that stitch, and then take another stitch, come up a little further away on the centre line, the same distance as the stitches here, and then weave your needle through both of these stitches here to make a little chain stitch, and you're going to go in the same hole in the centre. So the next one, I'll do a bigger one here. So you come up on the line a little way further down and then go down at the bottom of that chain stitch. And the other side, go down at the bottom and then come up stitch distance away, and then you want to weave just through those two stitches that you've just done, not through the previous ones, and take a stitch down into the same hole. So come up on the left, go down on the right, go down into the same hole. I've got my fly stitch head on. So that's your second stitch, and then with your third stitch. Now these stitches here are down the centre need to all be the same length. When you started, it was the same length as those first two, and you need to make these stitches in the centre the same length, not the same length as these prongs here. So you get a nice even stem. So into the centre. So the distance between the prongs is determined by the stitch distance of this chain here. So you're always going from right to left. If you're left-handed, you'll go from left to right. So obviously your stitches, your diagonal stitches are getting shorter as you go down the leaf because you're following the leaf shape. So you could stop there, can you see? You just need to decide when you've done enough. Sometimes less is more. So I think I'm going to stop there. Now I could do another couple of diagonal ones if you wanted to finish the leaf off like that, but it looks a bit like a branch off a Christmas tree, so I think I'll leave it like that. So I'm going to show left-handers now. It's quite straightforward, you just go through the stitch the other way. So left-handers come up on the right, use my left hand would help, go down into the centre, and then come up on the left and go down into the centre, and then come up down the stem, and you will go through your stitches from left to right. Be careful not to pierce the fabric, and then down into the same hole. So next stitch is come up on the right and go down to the bottom of that chain stitch, left and to the bottom, and then make a stitch and go through just these 2 stitches here, which I'm struggling to do with my left hand, so I'm going to use my right. Like that, and down into the centre vein, and carry on just like that.